Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
And it is awfully cold as you step out the door this morning. Our temperatures are in the 20s. The wind chills are in the teens. I'll show you what it will feel like as you step out the door where you are.
Water main break. This is a live look at crews on East Franklin Street there in Chapel Hill. The timeline for repairs and how this could affect your morning commute.
Isaiah Ross trial. Day 3 of testimony gets started today in the double murder trial. What we're learning from investigators about the early stages of the case. Good morning, everyone. It is 6 o'clock. A lot to tell you about on this cold, frigid morning of our Friday. Yeah, weather-wise, not really feeling like Friday vibes. I'm Renee Chu.
And I'm Ken Smith in for Chris Lovingood. Yeah, I came in with a hat today and the big coat. So did meteorologist Elizabeth Carter today in the WRAL Severe Weather Center.
All layered up.
Oh, yeah. I almost pulled my hood up this morning as I was walking in. So the big story for right now today is the very cold temperatures. I love these lights in Franklinton. They are definitely in the winter spirit and very appropriate for these very cold temperatures. Our wind right now is beginning to shift to southwest at 5 miles per hour. We're going to warm up tomorrow, which affects our potential for snow on Sunday. We're going to talk more about that. But let's focus on this morning. 23 is our current temperature. And because of that breeze, it feels colder than that. It feels like 17 in the Triangle, 14 in Goldsboro and Fayetteville. It feels like 11 in Southern Pines. Ouch. And 13 in Roxborough. We also have increased fire danger with some breezy conditions this afternoon. So you want to put off any outdoor burning. And this afternoon, gosh, even this morning, we don't even climb up to freezing until close to 11 o'clock this morning. And then temperatures will be in the mid 40s for highs this afternoon. Now, we want to talk about what's going to happen on Sunday. A couple days ago, it looked like we would have cold air in place. And the question would be, where's the precipitation going to be? Now it's flip-flopped. We pretty much know where the precipitation is going to be, but it doesn't look like the cold air is going to show up in time because it's happening earlier. So at 5 a.m. on Sunday, you can see the rain there. And notice as we go through the day, the temperatures are above normal. If that's what happens, we're just really not going to see much snow out of this. We're going to go over a few more scenarios and talk about who could see maybe a trace of snow. But right now, this is really looking like a low impact winter event for us on Sunday. Again, we'll dig into it a little deeper coming up. Ken?
Elizabeth, at 6:02, a traffic alert to keep reminding you about this morning, particularly our loyal viewers up there in Chapel Hill. We're talking about a water main repair that's happening right now on East Franklin Street and Roosevelt Drive, and that's where we find Ali Cadlabar in the WRAL breaking news tracker. And Ali, we see that a couple of lanes blocked as a result of this repair work going on.
Yeah, Ken, only 6 people were impacted by this water main break, but a lot more are going to be impacted throughout the morning because these repairs are set to last through 10 a.m. And you can see only one lane in each direction is open right now. Now, taking you to this video from the WRAL breaking news tracker, just giving you an idea of what's going on down the road. You can see a hole in the road. Now, Orange County Water says that this could take through 10 a.m. Also, crews tell me that the extreme cold that Elizabeth has been talking about all morning caused this water main break. They even saw ice when they got here. DOT had to come and treat the roads. Of course, it's not looking like it's a problem right now, but we are, of course, staying on top of this throughout the morning, giving you updates, not impacting traffic right now, Ken, but it could pick up throughout the morning.
Yeah, absolutely. And the good news is one lane of traffic is getting through. And many of you live in that particular area, so you know some other local routes that you can take to avoid East Franklin Street. I would suggest you take that this morning. But right now, we're not seeing any delays in that particular area. But then again, it's only 3 minutes after 6 in the morning. But other major routes coming into the Raleigh-Wake County area, no delays whatsoever. I-87, US 1 South coming in from Wake Forest. Of course, that could change. And if you're heading into the car, tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
And another water main break in the Triangle. This morning, crews finished repair work in Cary. The WRAL breaking news tracker drove to Cary Parkway near Harrison Avenue around 11 last night. And the town says the cold ground was part of the reason for the break. About 120 homes were without water for hours. Day 3 of testimony gets started today in the double murder trial of Isaiah Ross. He's accused of killing Lyric Woods and Devin Clark 3 years ago. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live outside the Orange County Courthouse this morning. Kelsey, yesterday the medical examiner testified about the victims.
Yes, Renee, and another day here in court. Again, we're expecting more new testimony. We're staying on top of all of the new developments that are happening here inside the Orange County Courthouse. We'll go ahead and get you up to speed on what happened in the courtroom yesterday during the second day of the trial. Isaiah Ross is accused of murdering two teens, Lyric Woods and Devin Clark, in 2022. Several witnesses took to the stand yesterday, including the medical examiner. The medical examiner explained that Woods had 7 gunshot wounds and Clark had 6.
When I'm seeing the stippling, it means the wound is, or the gun was held usually within a few feet of the victim.
We also heard from Antoine Bryant, who's related to Clark's dad. He testified that Ross and Clark knew each other. The weekend of the murders, Ross stayed at Bryant's home after fighting with his mom about damage to her car. Bryant gave Ross a ride to the bus station when he went to Delaware. Law enforcement spoke with Bryant 2 days later as they were searching for Ross.
I said, you mean to tell me this person probably killed my cousin? I said, they were just here at my house.
The trial continues this morning at 9:30, so if you want to watch that live, head to WRAL.com to watch the live stream. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Orange County.
Crews are making progress in repairing the Raleigh Convention Center after last month's fire. This is new video from the city of Raleigh of a chiller being lowered from the roof down to the ground there at the convention center. Now, a crane is set up on McDowell Street to facilitate that work. There will be temporary AC units being installed at the convention center while repairs continue. Of course, road closures will be in place through the weekend because of that crane. 2 lanes of McDowell Street are blocked off from the MLK Jr. Boulevard exit ramp to West Cabarrus Street. Now, 1 lane will be opened. The city recommends using Wilmington Street to get around the closure. Again, that road closure is set to be in place through Sunday.
Wendell police are looking for who is responsible for spray painting hate speech onto one of the largest buildings in town. The anti-Semitic messages were first discovered on Sunday on Hollybrook Road, and police quickly painted over it. Then, about 4 days later, the building was vandalized again. This time, the messages targeted President Donald Trump, Vice President Vance, Israel, and Charlie Kirk. Police Chief John Slaughter says finding the people behind this is a top priority.
It is causing concern to our community here because the messaging that's out there, that causes fear for people who fall in that group where this hate speech is coming from. And so I would just ask that they really kind of look at themselves and see kind of anguish that they're causing.
Chief Slaughter is asking anyone with information to contact Wendell Police.
President Trump is threatening to deploy federal troops in Minnesota as tensions between protesters and federal agents intensify. In a social media post, President Trump threatening to invoke the Insurrection Act. Protests broke out again yesterday after a man was shot in the leg by a federal agent Wednesday night. This is also more than a week after a woman was shot and killed by another ICE agent. State and local officials are worried bringing in federal troops would create more problems.
I really hope that the president does not do that. That's not what our city needs right now.
The Insurrection Act is a tool at the president's disposal. As you know, it has been used sparingly, but it has been used by previous presidents in American history. And I think the president's Truth Social post spoke very loud and clear.
According to a law enforcement official, there are roughly 3,000 federal agents on the ground there in Minneapolis.
Happening today, Governor Josh Stein and North Carolina state employees are coming together to honor Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The governor will be attending the annual State Employees Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Observance Program today. This event will honor the legacy of the late civil rights leader. It will be at First Baptist Church on South Wilmington Street at 11:45 this morning. The event is open to the public. Also happening today, a milestone ahead of the opening of the brand new Wake County Public Health Center. There will be a ceremonial ribbon cutting at 10 this morning at the new building on Swinburne Street in Raleigh. This is just a couple of minutes away from the current health center on Sunnybrook Road. The new facility is set to open on February 23rd.
Today is the deadline for college football players to enter the transfer portal. UNC will have dramatic shakeups at the quarterback position next season thanks to the portal. Gio Lopez, Max Johnson, and freshman Bryce Baker all left, but the Tar Heels picked up Billy Edwards Jr. and Miles O'Neill. NC State held on to its star quarterback, C.J. Bailey, but lost key pieces around him at other positions. Duke kept its star quarterback, Darian Mensah. You can track all the movement on our transfer portal tracker on WRAL.com. To the pros now, the NFL playoff action continuing this weekend right here on WRAL and Fox 50. Tomorrow, the San Francisco 49ers will be in Seattle to play the Seahawks. Kickoff of that game on Fox 50 is at 8 p.m. Then on Sunday, the LA Rams play the Chicago Bears. That kickoff is scheduled for 6:30 in the evening right here on WRAL.
Affair accusations. A North Carolina woman is suing former U.S. Senator Kyrsten Sinema for ruining her marriage. The unique lawsuit and the path the woman needs to prove her case. And fraud suspect found. A man was arrested in North Carolina after he was accused of targeting women on social media across the country. The update in his case here that has a police chief in Alabama concerned.
And this morning, our temperatures are in the upper teens and low 20s, feeling even colder than that with the wind chill. I'll show you that, plus our thoughts on our wintry weather on Sunday.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio in Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
6:13. Ooh, it's cold out there right now. Our temperatures are mostly in the low to mid 20s, likely dropping into the upper teens shortly. Our wind chill is in the teens right now, so just make sure everybody's bundled up heading out the door. Lots of sunshine with highs in the mid 40s for this afternoon. This is a look at our wind chill as we get through the day. Definitely in the teens right now. The wind chill doesn't climb to freezing until right about lunchtime or so, and then it'll feel like around upper 30s to near 40 for this afternoon. We also have increased fire danger because of the winds, so you want to put off any outdoor burning for today. And you want to know what's going to happen on Sunday. I do too. Right now, it looks like the cold air does not get here in time before the precipitation. So it really looks like mostly a rain situation for us. The northwestern portion of our viewing area could have some light patchy snow. Right now, we're going best case scenario is a trace amount in our northern counties. We're going to dig into this just a little more deeply. Talk more about those temperatures coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We're going to start outside, give you a live look at I-40 and Wade Avenue right now. These are the two lanes, the several lanes moving at a nice steady clip, even though traffic is beginning to pick up just a bit. But that's what we're seeing in all of our major routes coming into the Raleigh-Wade County area. This crash just happened in the last 30 seconds on the northern loop of the Beltline. I'll keep an eye on that and let you know if it's going to affect your morning commute. But right now, all the major routes, I-40 East, I-87 South, I-40 westbound coming in from Garner-Johnston County, all delay-free at this hour. We're also monitoring a traffic alert there in Chapel Hill. I'll give you a look at that scene coming up at the bottom of the hour.
Happening this morning in the WRAL Live Center, social media platforms have revoked more than 4 million accounts of children in Australia. This comes just a month after the country enacted a social media ban for children under the age of 16. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, they face millions in fines if they do not remove these accounts. And this ban has prompted other countries to consider similar measures.
A North Carolina woman is taking a former U.S. Senator to court. Kyrsten Sinema is facing an alienation of affection lawsuit after she was accused of having an affair with one of her security guards. Now, the suit was filed by Heather Amell of Moore County. She says that Sinema had an affair with Matthew Amell while the senator was in office, but the lawsuit does not name him as a defendant. North Carolina is one of the few states that allows people to sue someone for interfering in their marriage. Lawyer Gary Jackson says that despite all the details in the lawsuit, cases like these are often difficult to prove.
These are hard cases, and so hard cases require hard facts, and I think it's customary for a complaint to really get into those sordid details.
We've reached out to Sinema's lawyer as well as a lawyer for Matthew Amel. We have not heard back from either.
We are learning new details about this man you see right here, known as the TikTok trickster. Brenton Fillers was arrested in Wake County this week. He was wanted out of Alabama, and police say he is a serial con artist. Police in Spanish Fort, Alabama say Fillers targets women on social media to scam them out of their money. Police have been looking for him since 2023 after they say he stole a woman's car after messaging her through TikTok. He was arrested in Cary this week and was granted a $15,000 bond by a Wake County judge. Records show Fillers' next court date is set for February 12th.
MLK events, live music, and fun opportunities for people who like thrifting.
Yeah, it's time for a look at WRAL's Out and About Best Bets. There's several events this weekend to honor the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, including Cary's MLK Dream Fest. The event will honor Dr. King's life and legacy. There will be live performances, vendors, and concessions. That event will be at the Cary Arts Center tomorrow, starting at 5 in the evening until 8:30 p.m.
If you like thrifting, this is a good weekend for you. The NC Vintage Bazaar will be at the State Fairgrounds Expo Center. 100 vendors are selling all kinds of clothes and accessories. The event starts tomorrow and runs through Sunday. Tickets are available online. And the North Carolina Symphony coming together to pay tribute to the Beatles. Revolution, the music of the Beatles, features arrangements transcribed from the original master recordings of Abbey Road. There is one show tonight at 8 and 2 more tomorrow night at Maymandi Concert Hall. Tickets are available online. For more weekend best bets, go to WRAL.com and search Out and About. And it's going to be an interesting weekend with this next weather maker on the way, and everyone wondering what kind of snow, if we will see snow on Sunday, Elizabeth.
Boy, this is exciting. I'm a big snow lover, so I love to watch the different runs of the computer models come in. And what typically happens is, we'll see some runs of the computer models. One of our long-range models will show a whole bunch of snow. The other one shows no snow at all. And as we get closer, they start to come together. And that's what's happened today. But what's also happened yesterday is the evolution of this looks much, much different. Earlier, it looked like we would have cold air in place, and it would depend on where the coastal low was in terms of how much snow we might get. It looks totally different now. It looks like the low will be in the right place to bring precipitation, but the cold air won't be here yet because the precipitation will start so much earlier. So that earlier onset of the precipitation is really going to mess up our chance for snow. So the precipitation rolls in early in the morning. The cold air is still to our west, and it moves in during the day, but just not in time. So this is a look at 5 a.m. We're already seeing some rain at that point, and at 6 a.m., our temperatures are above freezing, close to freezing up around Roxborough, and we can have snowfall when our temperature at the surface is 35, but it just doesn't really stick to anything. So maybe some snow flurries from Durham and Raleigh northward and westward in the morning. That could continue all the way until around 9 or 10, but then gradually we'll start to see the precipitation moving on out. It could last all day. This version of Futurecast has it hanging around only until around lunchtime or early afternoon. At 6 o'clock, we are still above freezing everywhere. Finally, when the precipitation is totally gone, at 9 o'clock, that's when the coldest air arrives. So if that's what happens, then we're really out of luck. Now, if that cold air does get here a little faster, we could have a trace of snow on elevated surfaces. So we're going to put this map up and talk about, we could have a trace amount, but honestly, I feel like that's probably not what's going to happen. With the precipitation arriving earlier and that cold air not here yet, it just doesn't look great for snow for us. The amount of precipitation still looks really light, too. We're talking about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. Now, if it were all snow the whole time, that's still 1 to 2 inches. But again, that certainly does not look like what's going to happen. We really need some rain. Yesterday, when the drought monitor came out, our entire viewing area went under severe drought, and so did a whole lot of the state of North Carolina. So we could use some rain. But this really looks like our best bet. After that, we are dry and cold for next week. Looking at MLK Day, a very cold start at 20 and more teens in our forecast for lows next week. Ken?
Well, Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. I told you about this crash just a few minutes ago. Right now, it's on Wake Forest Road in the southbound lane near St. Albans Drive. That's not far from the Hilton Hotel. There's also a CVS pharmacy right there in that area. We're not seeing any delays in the area, but I'll keep an eye on it and let you know if it's going to affect your morning commute. The other thing we're watching is this traffic alert in Chapel Hill, a water main repair going on East Franklin Street and Roosevelt Drive. It's a live look at that scene with the help of photographer Michael Joyner. You can see traffic is getting through on East Franklin Street in both directions. That repair work could last through 10 o'clock. So you know about those local routes in terms of avoiding that area. So I would suggest you use them this morning. But right now we're not seeing any delays in the area. But right now we're not seeing any delays in any of our major routes heading into the Raleigh-Wade County area, US 1, I-87. You're getting ready to head into the car. That could change. Tune us in on the radio. We'll keep you updated. 101.5 HD3.
Helene recovery. Hundreds of people are trying to figure out what to do with their properties after their homes were destroyed. The push for federal action from Governor Stein. And Speedy Move, the new process being used to help transport entire houses on the Outer Banks.
Welcome back. This beachfront home in the Outer Banks is being moved. This Buxton home will be picked up and moved about 60 feet from where it currently stands. The company moving the home will be using a new process to relocate the house. Part of the process includes using large steel beams and rollers to move the house on its new foundation. This specific method saves something that these homes don't have always, and that's time.
What's great about this process is we can get the entire job done in a week's time. That's kind of what we need to do out here in these weather-sensitive areas. Typically, something that would take a month or 2 months, we're able to condense it down into that week window.
Crews will also be using hydraulic jacks to lift the house faster.
This What's Trending report is sponsored by Call Dad AC and Heating.
Well, a cold tribute in a good way for quarterback of the Chicago Bears.
Oh, it's red hot for the fans. Let's take a look at what's trending.
Playoff excitement building for football fans in Chicago, and quarterback Caleb Williams is being honored with a new ice sculpture. Williams' nickname is Iceman because of his clutch performances, especially during that last playoff game.
Fans love it. They're taking pictures of it. Caleb Williams and the Bears will be playing the LA Rams on Sunday. You can watch that game at 6:30 p.m. right here on WRAL.
And they don't have to worry about moving it at all. Just leave it sit out there.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's Chicago in the winter.
Exactly.
Water main break. This is a live look at crews on East Franklin Street in Chapel Hill, the timeline for repairs, and how this could affect the morning commute.
Also, the Isaiah Ross trial. Day 3 of testimony getting started today in the murder trial. What we're learning from investigators about the early stages of that case.
And it's not just about the temperature, but the wind chill. It feels like teens across most of the area right now, and it stays chilly for the rest of the day. We'll talk about why the cold air leaves before our precipitation on Sunday and what that means.